Hello, everybody. Just trying to stand up the phone. Hi. It's Mara. It's Monday. I've got a great reading for you today. We're going to dive right into it. It is October 21st. It's like a week of a million birthdays. My mom's birthday was yesterday. All these dear friends, their birthdays are right around this same couple of days, so it's super fun. Anyway, so happy birthday to all of the birthdays out there, and let's get started. So our crystal gem of the week, I don't know how well you can see this, but this is Tiger's Eye, and it's kind of a brown, gold, black thing. It is beautiful. It's a healing gemstone of vitality and physical action. It supports our first three chakras, 1, 2, and 3, which are considered our lower chakras. Helps us to feel grounded, calm, and centered. It also strengthens motivation and willpower, which is our third chakra, which is, our right there in our belly, basically, in our solar plexus. So it helps us to see the positive in all situations and new perspectives. Isn't that helpful? Tiger's Eye helps us to see the positive, and also helping us to understand ourselves even better. So the more you bring Tiger's Eye into your life, the more that your universe will expand because of the effects that it has on you. So go out, grab yourself some of that, or grab it off of wherever you keep your crystals, and enjoy this one for the week. I'm putting it right in front of my face so that I literally, at my desk, I'm going to look at it all day. Okay, our oil of the week is Magnolia. So I picked one of Jen's cards. This is her gorgeous painting of Magnolia, her channeled energy painting. And what she says about Magnolia is to be compassionate with yourself. And it is the oil of compassion and the oil of the divine feminine energy, really. So it keeps reminding us to be compassionate with ourselves, with others, with all beings on this planet. Everything is interconnected and everything is one. And your understanding of this oneness will bring peace and harmony, deep contentment and joy. So it reminds us to care deeply and genuinely for our family and our friends, and it shows us how to live in love and harmony. So I've been slathering it on all day. It helps us to see all humans as relatable. It reminds us that we are all the same. And so to have compassion and understanding for other people all the time, which is a practice, because sometimes people come right at you and it's hard not to feel more on the defensive, and it's hard to look at some people and think they're just like me because they seem like they're so different, but we really are all the same. So seeing others from a place of non-judgment is a beautiful practice. It really makes life easier, just saying. It takes a lot of energy to judge others and to be in a place of like, I'm better than, instead of in a place of, all right, I guess that's how they're doing it, whatever it is. And I do it differently, and whatever, it's fine. Just keep going. So once it's this gentle, pure, kind of nurturing smell, and it facilitates deep, soul level loving change for yourself. And once we feel safe and loved, which the Magnolia really helps with, feeling safe and loved, it is really much easier for us to have compassion for ourselves first, and then for others, certainly all the people around us. So a beautiful reminder, and a beautiful way to spend your week practicing that. Okay, first card up, be yourself. So I know we've all seen versions of this in lots of places. But the take on it for this week is that, we have all chosen to be here at this time. We all have a clear reason and a purpose. Sometimes it doesn't feel so clear, but it actually is quite clear if we would just listen, which will come along as the reading keeps going. But, we all chose different situations, relationships, people to teach us certain soul and life lessons. And it's all being done for our own good. So be yourself, because staying on our own path, our unique, perfect, beautiful path, is what's really going to do our soul the most good, and where we're going to maybe go through some tough challenges, but then come out on the other side. So keep following your intuition, your deep body, soul knowing and learning. Okay, so that's card number 1. Number 2, the crumbling, which we had a couple of weeks ago, is always a good one, right? So the crumbling, anything, the first line of her reading of this is like so powerful to me. Anything inauthentic cannot survive anymore. And so more than likely, all of you out there, certainly for me, there have been things that have crumbled, that are not working, that can no longer go on the way that they were going. Relationships, home ownership, places that we were living maybe, all of these things, jobs, relationships of all sorts, could not go on in the inauthentic way that they were. And so they crumbled, and it felt like the worst possible thing, right? But you will be reborn in the fire, for sure. That's just how it works. You will be reborn in the mud of the lotus. So lotus plants need mud to grow, and that mud is like stinky and smelly and gross, and you could feel like you're really stuck in that mud. But then what comes from that is the lotus flower. So, surrender and stop trying to hold it all together, and keep everything balancing in that precarious edge of the cliff, when you know that it's really not right. If you were to stop and let yourself breathe, you would know this is just not right. It's those situations. Surrender to what is. And, remind yourself that we don't have control. We don't have control really over anything, our emotions, but that's about it. So, once things have crumbled, you will be able to rebuild on a solid foundation that makes sense. That's your truth. That's your soul's destiny and version of the truth. So anyway, I'm not saying it's easy, but that's in our cards again for a reason. Little reminder. Okay. My inner compass knows the way. So beautiful. So this is about our intuition. So again, this reading it's circling around all the same, the same themes. So, how do we listen to ourselves in order to find this intuition? And for me, it's meditation. For others, it could be prayer. It could be being in nature. That also for me works wonders. Time alone. How much time do you spend by yourself, where you get to journal, just be, just breathe? And it's amazing when you start to meditate every day, if you wind up missing a day, how you don't feel good. You feel like there's something missing. So checking in with yourself every single day is really how we start to cultivate this relationship with ourselves. There's also a million health benefits, and really the most documented health benefits in terms of pain, heart disease, instance of stroke, so many things. So if you're not going to do it for your brain or your soul, you can do it for your body. But anyway, when we feel clearer, because our intuition, we're actually tapping into it and we can hear it. What does it sound like? Sometimes it's confusing. It's like, I don't know if this is my intuition or my ego or something else. It's hard sometimes to know, and you will get better as time goes on. But remind yourself that our intuition is honest and calm. It's centered and clear and supportive. It's guided, and it feels grounded. So what intuition is not is fear-based. So when you start hearing things about fear, or you feel stuck, when you feel confused, that's my big red flag. When something is confusing to me, I know there's a problem. I know I've said that before. When you feel anxious, or when you start to get grippy about things, like you're trying to control everyone around you or control all the situations, that's not your intuition. It's just not. That's like ego or whatever, outside forces, old habits, old tracks, like, old records playing in your head. And you also feel disconnected, and you feel really heavy. So your intuition makes you feel light, makes you able to take a deeper breath. And that is what is going to help you in terms of your next steps. Okay, final card is letting go. What a theme this week, right? So this card is really was chosen today to remind us that, there is something that is finishing in your life, and that's now completed. Again, the same thing with the crumbling card, right? There are things that are falling away right now. And so we all have them, especially right now. We're in this pre-shadow phase of Mercury retrograde. Mercury goes retrograde November 1st. And so this is a time for us to slow down, to really, again, be really cognizant and present to communication, messages, things that are finishing up in our life, and which path we want to take moving forward. So if something pops into your head as I'm talking about this, that's what it is. There are things that are finishing up, completing relationships, a job, a house, an area where you're living, all different kinds of relationships, pets, etc., etc. And so allow the sadness, it's hard. There's grief involved when things finish, right? As, if you are a parent, it's always bittersweet, right? As our kids grow, we want them to grow, be successful. Our job is to help them to be independent, amazing, compassionate humans, right? But there's also grief because they're leaving one stage, and we know that we're never returning to that stage. And then we're moving on to bigger and better and exciting and whatever. But it's that unknown that is scary for sure. But we can't hold on. We have to let things progress, let people live out their soul's destiny and journey, and allow us to live out ours. Remind yourself something greater is awaiting. That is for sure. Something greater is on the horizon. And with that, there's freedom and liberation. So, Lauren, you're very welcome for that reminder. Thank you for being here. And thanks to the cards, and thanks to all of your energies for making this reading powerful, because it's certainly not me. I'm just channeling it in for all of us. And I hope it's helpful. And It's wonderful to be a part of this, and I hope all of you have a beautiful week, and I will see you in a week. Good night. Bye.